as the party had just gotten their picture taken by the folks at the Clancamrye Chronicle. The guild's dinner party that you were attending was beginning to wind down, and Vayne took the opportunity to tell Rook about the prospective quest involving ruins. You went to speak with Professor Gilmore, who had introduced you to fellows concerned with this quest, when you saw that the Greyscales were taking their leave. You said your goodbyes to your Thalian counterparts, with promises for future sparring sessions, should you ever be Nefarious. With an introduction by Professor Gilmore, you then spoke at length with Ambassador Vansar Dwynir and Venator Thicket Wiles regarding this rather complicated quest. About 2 years ago, there was a tunnel collapse on the Brindisi-Vadelston route, closest to the Vadelston side, which unearthed a never-before-documented ruin beyond the tunnel wall. Unfortunately, not long after, a group went to excavate the ruins, and there was another collapse, one which led to a complete collapse of the tunnel near the Vadelston end. The workers on the Brindisi side have managed to clear out a good chunk of the rubble. However, they have now encountered some invisible and impenetrable barrier that has seemingly sprung up from nowhere, preventing them from venturing further through the tunnel to Vadelston proper. Mr. Dwynir has already commissioned several experts to discern the nature and source of the barrier, in an attempt to dispel it and restore the trade route, but to no avail. There has been much speculation, however, that this barrier is one constructed through old magic, and that its source is likely from within the ruin itself. Vansar Dwynir is keen to have this route restored, as many livelihoods have been affected by the collapse, but none more so than on the other side of the collapse, Venator Thicket Wiles was keen to point out, where things have taken a much more gruesome turn. Shortly after the collapse that saw the complete closure of the tunnel, Vadelston was attacked by lumbering hill giants. Hill giants have long called the hills directly north of the Bellenay Lake their home, and they would venture to the roadside to pick off unsuspecting travellers for their meals. Unfortunately for the giants, there were more suspecting travellers than not, and it's not too difficult to miss an imposing hill giant stood comically behind a narrow bent tree in an attempt to hide. This has meant that the giants have become more brazen in recent times, venturing towards the nearby village of Vadelston to acquire their favourite meat. Vadelston was well equipped to deal with the giants, and had frequent help from Brindisi sent to them through the tunnel. In the worst case scenario, should the giants have breached Vadelston's defences, the citizens could hide in the tunnel until further aid came, or run away to Brindisi entirely if they so wished. So you can imagine the panic that ensued on Vadelston's side with the tunnel's collapse, and the carnage and abject horror that followed with the swift arrival of the hungry hill giants that very same day. The survivors that managed to escape Vadelston fled easternly towards the village of Daglion, predominantly a hunting village that had not until recently encountered the hill giant. With the arrival of survivors, the population of the small village swelled, and is now struggling to cater to all of its residents. As if that wasn't enough, after the decimation of Vadelston, the giants followed the trail of their favourite morsels all the way down to Daglion, attacking the struggling village with seemingly increased strategy, expanding their territory, and preventing recon groups from reclaiming Vadelston. So, with hundreds of lives at stake in this absolute clusterfuck of a situation, where do you four adventurers come in? Though terse with each other, there's one thing that Ambassador Dwynir and Venator Wiles are in agreement on. The hill giant numbers need to be reduced, and the tunnel needs to be cleared to allow forces through the tunnel once more, in order to protect the people of Daglion, and maybe even restore Vadelston to its former glory. Ambassador Dwynir is offering a reward should you reach the tunnel to discern whether the runes can be reached, with an additional reward should you be able to dispel the barrier that prevents travel through the tunnel. As he works closely with the alchemical departments within the Arcane Academy, Venator Wiles offered gold in exchange for hill giant parts, in addition to a standard prize for a number of hill giants felled. Certain parts could also be used to make magical items for use at a much discounted price. Though these quests seem pertinent and promising, Ambassador Dwynir and Venator Wiles did stress to you the dangers posed, and that these quests should not be taken on lightly. Venator Wiles also mentioned to you that one hill giant had been captured by the Venators for the purposes of the Warrior's Day, in the hopes of scouting out potential adventurers, such as yourselves, that can manage the giant's prowess. However, one giant in a confined and controlled area differs vastly from those out in the wild, especially those that now appear to be strategizing. Both men asked that you use the remainder of the night to think on their offers, and that they would have the quest written up for you the coming morning. Before Venator Wiles made his departure, he bestowed you with your winnings from the tournament of 2,000 gold pieces and returned Vayne's dagger to him. As Ambassador Dwynir made to leave, Vayne noticed that he did speak briefly to Lythandrios, who casually mentioned to him that should he require additional assistance, that he knew where to find him. It was also at this point that the bodyguard of the young half-elven Duke gave Rook an invitation that has been signed by the Duke himself, inviting you to the Summer Palace in Hitctrl for you to take up whenever you so wish. Vayne realised that he did actually recognise the bodyguard, but could not place where. With the party winding down, Gilmore and Alvis brought you to the journal room beneath the guild's library, where your party was bestowed with a magical journal to keep and transfer details between yourselves, the guild, and other adventuring parties. They also gifted you a sanctum stone that allows you to teleport back to the guild's own teleportation circle, though it is only to be used for emergencies. With goodbyes and new toys in hand, you headed back to the housing quarters for some much needed rest. During the night, Vayne had a surreal dream wherein he was back on the dance floor with the rest of the attendees at the party, their faces blurred and indistinguishable, except for the half-elven woman that Vayne had been keeping his eye on. The woman was revealed to be Lily, a friend from Vayne's home and his past. Lily warned Vayne that Colburn is not safe, and that he should go home as soon as possible. When Vayne tried to question Lily in return, the dream ended, and Vayne woke up with a startle and a boke from drinking too much at the party last night. The next day you each awoke and headed to the gatehouse to collect your quests and a magical conch shell, from which you can cast sending directly to Ambassador Dwynir. Roshana also received a letter from Shale Fleethollow, as well as a few potions, which Vayne identified them to be potions of water breathing. On deciding on the order of business for the day and the supplies that you need to purchase for your very first trip as a party outside the city, you of course got some breakfast at the Doulahan's Head. As Rook was about to head out, an adventurer bumped into him as they were walking to the door. This person had attached a note to Rook's clothing, asking you all to go to the Seven Chimneys, presumably to meet with William Dulake, who mysteriously crashed the party the night before. Before heading out, you took the time to do some research at the library about the Tarnished Forest and its Vayne inhabitants, learning about the Forest Guardian, a great white stag, the nearby village of Fernfirth, the nature and habits of hill giants, and the stormy village of Milan and its resident bees. Vayne did also ask one of the librarians to help him find a book on old magic, which has magically thinned the patience of the librarians once more. After a few hours of reading, you decided to head to the Seven Chimneys at noon to at least hear out Mr. Dulake's problems and discern whether you should engage. So, over to the Merchants District you went, to the familiar Fancy Pants Inn, where you had done battle with the bloodthirsty rats before. Introducing yourselves discreetly, you were ushered towards the attic of the inn, wherein you met Mr. Dulake's bodyguard and Mr. Dulake himself. William thanked you for coming and explained to you that discretion was of utmost priority. He has recently taken over the family business, and already has his hands full with worries the company's most recent problems will drive away investors and potential clients. And with that, he presented to you properly the quest at hand. Within the past 6 months, the number of imports reaching the Dulake warehouses in Clancamrye via the land route have fallen by over 50%. The company has already investigated within their own warehouses and have alerted the Kingsguard manning the eastern gate to keep an eye out for any suspicious activity. Mr. Dulake also called in some favours to have a team check out Gratzem, the immediate village outside the eastern gate, and where each of the land import routes converge. Mr. Dulake suspects this town and its surrounding areas as the site of his imports going missing, as contact with the drivers dwindles about this point. Unfortunately, Mr. Dulake has not heard from his drivers or the team sent out to investigate since. Mr. Dulake has asked that your party, in particular, investigate Gratzem to determine if this is where the imports are going missing, as you have already conducted yourself professionally with his company and proved your competence in the Warriors' Day tournament. As Mr. Dulake did not want to go through the guild unless absolutely necessary, he instead presented to you a contract that he had drafted up. As a party, you expressed to Mr. Dulake that, while you would certainly like to help, given that he seems genuine in his concern, or are at least curious about the happenings in Gratzem, that you've already obligated yourselves to a very large quest within the Shallow Valley, and venturing to Gratzem would be a massive and timely detour for you, not to mention the amount of time that would be needed to investigate the cause of the missing cargo. Not wanting to leave Mr. Dulake on the lurch, Kato did use your new party journal to speak with the other adventuring parties currently in Kali, to see if there was anyone nearby to help out, but to no avail. after some erratic behaviour to get Dulake to crack, deliberating amongst yourselves, and despite Mr. Dulake offering an increase in coin up front and the additional expenses of travel paid for, you decided against taking up this particular quest. Your reasoning being that you had pledged yourselves already down to Battleston, and the longer your journey there, the more lives that could be lost in Daglian. Mr. Dulake was naturally disappointed, but understood your priorities were elsewhere. And with that, you left the inn and headed back out into the Merchants District. And that is where we will pick up. Here we go. So, here we are. The company is getting ready to head out beyond the walls and towards your greatest quest to date. I believe you guys are currently preparing for your departure on the morrow and have momentarily split up to cover more ground. Roshana, you are heading to your parents. Well, we just said that you might want to say your goodbyes to your folks, and potentially get some rations for the road as well. Rook and Kato, you are heading over to the Arcane District to do some shopping and collect the bag of holding for your future harvests. And Vayne, you are heading back to your rundown, dilapidated, not quite a shop to check on it and its current inhabitants before you leave. Any questions?
I don't believe so. Not from my end, at least.
Alrighty. Oh, crikey. Other peeps are muted, just so they know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry, I can't quite remember. How did were Kato and Rook taking the current transport to the Arcane District, and then me and Roshana were gonna go northwards, drop Roshana off, and then go straight back, or
from what I gather, Kato and Rook are taking the carriage over to the Arcane District.
Yep.
And Vayne and Roshana are taking two separate carriages to their
okay,
respective places, I think.
That works. It's fine. I will keep an eye out on my travels for just any shop fronts or sort of things that I see that might take on my fancy, like, I don't know, a new tent or something. I don't really know. I don't really have any outside of the city stuff because it was all removed from my person when prison happened. So yeah, I'll just kind of keep an eye out for that, and but apart from that, I'll just be writing some music in my book.
Alrighty.
And I'll just go ping.
So yeah, it'll take you a hot minute, Vayne, to get back to the shop.
Definitely.
Roshana, I think you're the closest there, so might just cover your bits first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Grant and I'll move you over to your folks.
Before Roshana left, before I left Roshana, could I have said, "Tell your folks I said hello"? That was it. And I hope business is well.
So, yeah.
And then...
Roshana, it doesn't take you too long to nab a carriage in the Merchants District and head down to your folks' place. You see the familiar shop front, and there is a line at the door.
I think I
Oh.
got them an autograph
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
The ad campaign is working.
And
Yeah, it is.
and Roshana, as you step out of the carriage, you see people that are waiting to go into your family shop. Like, they turn towards you and they just swarm around you. Like, a couple of people have pieces of parchment out with like a small piece of charcoal even, just to get your signature. You do get a couple of people just like some are shaking your hand, but some people are just like grabbing your shoulders and grabbing your arm. It's a little bit disconcerting.
Stop for a bit.
Good. So, do you sign a couple of autographs while you're here? Or-
I will sure do that.
So yeah, unfortunately, the crowd doesn't seem to calm down until you see a large figure standing in the front door. You see your dad, and he kind of just, eyes lock in on you, and without even thinking, kind of just like bulldozes his way through the people and picks you up in a big hug. Well done.
I hope the clientele isn't too much.
No, but might have to hire a few folks now. Well done. He starts laughing and pulls you into the shop. Again, as you walk in, there are people obviously making their purchase and whatnot, but their gazes go from the food in front of them over to you every now and then, not able to stop themselves, like with the celebrity walking into the store. So,
Visibly not comfortable.
Roshana going a bit pink.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly the tips of her ears.
Cute. So yeah, your dad goes, might want to go back into the kitchen, I think. Our kitchen, not up, not over here. Come on.
I
He-
follow my dad.
Yeah, ushers you around, and you see your mum is already in the kitchen, and she is like sweat on her brow. Numerous vegetables have been cut up. She's getting ready to make another batch of stew, and you can see in the sink that the dishes have just piled up from the heavy influx of people coming in. She goes, "Oh, Roshana," and she throws off her apron and runs over to you.
And I give in to the give hug to give a hug.
Yeah.
You both really need to think about hiring more people.
Yep. Gotta be doing that. We had a bit of a shock this morning. Well, we heard the tournament was going down yesterday, but never thought my little girl would be participating in it. And you see your mother is, as much as she is happy to see you, like her brow begins to furrow, and she just looks you over. Are you all right? You didn't get hurt or anything? There was a hill giant, Roshana.
I'm all right.
Right. Okay. And she's just looking at you, and you know that the anxiousness has not left her at all.
And I'm about to make her more anxious. I'm basically here because we're going to be leaving the city for a while.
Leaving?
For a quest.
Okay. And
So, yeah.
yeah, your dad shares a look with your mum, and she kind of snaps out of it for a second. She goes, all right, leaving, right. What's she going to do for food?
I need rations, so, yeah.
Say no more. I could do that. You see, she scurries away. She runs out to the family kitchen for a second, and then runs back in, moves the pot off the stove before it bubbles over, and she runs back into the shop again. You see your dad is kind of just stood there now, scratching the back of his neck.
She will be great when I'm back, right?
Sorry, what was that? I missed you.
She will be grey when I get back, right? With this much stress.
I think I'll have to expedite getting new staff in, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know how far you're going?
It's pretty. It's gonna be a travel.
Okay.
It's let me see. Words. I cannot read the red one. Nope.
Oh, no, don't say that one.
Oh, no, it's the other one.
Daglian.
Ah, yeah, that one.
Wow. I've never been there myself, but I've heard it's quite a trip. You know what? This is good.
Yeah. It's gonna be quite a while I'm gone.
Yeah, I imagine. Sorry, give me a moment. And you see he goes out the door and round down the steps down towards the basement. Now, you know, your dad often keeps meats and whatnot down there, but he disappears for a hot minute. In the meantime, your mother eventually comes back, and you see that she's got numerous different like containers and tins and sachets of different things. She goes, Roshana, if you look in the dining room underneath the cupboard, there should be a large chest. I think that might do. And we'll start packing that up for you.
Yes. Also, before she came back into the kitchen, I would have put a platinum somewhere in the cupboards.
Okay. Nice. Operation Hide All the Coins is going to be like a Professor Layton game at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can hide as much as you want. They are both frazzled with the amount of people outside and the news that you've given them now as well.
Yeah. Okay, make that 3 platinum
3
somewhere.
platinum down. Grand. And yeah, you go grab that chest as well.
Yeah.
And pass it to your mom just as your dad is walking back up. You see in his arms he's got this large pot with like cauldron style with numerous hand handles and knife handles and ladles poking at the top of it. With your help, Roshana, and with your friend's help, what with that Jingle and now your performance at the tournament, we've had a big increase in our numbers recently. Almost back to when we first moved here. And he smiles at your mum. And, your mother and I were able to splurge a bit to get this for you. We had our eyes on it when you were training up for the guards exams, thinking that you'd be heading out to Blairon at some point. But you're forging your own path now, so... You see, he kind of trails off a bit, and he's got a bit of a sheepish look as he smiles at you. And what you see that he's got in his arms is basically a cooking utensil set that has been refined to include only the essentials and crockery that are more multi-purpose in their use. That, you know, it's ideal for cooking on the road and for traveling.
Yeah.
You take a closer look as your dad passes the large cooking pot to you, and you notice on lifting the handles that a bull's head has been crafted on the pot's sides, so the handles themselves make up bull's horns when lifted.
That's neat.
Oh yeah. I hope it stands to good use for you.
I'm sure we will make good use of it.
Yeah. Is there anything else you need from home?
No, actually, this was it.
Okay.
Well, and of course, a goodbye hug.
Of course. And yeah, he picks you up. After a while, things begin to settle down, and you see that your mother is starting to stress a bit, so you figure best to probably get out of their hair sooner rather than later. You call another carriage, and as you're getting ready, your parents load up the large chest and basket for you as well. And inside the chest, you find the makings of meals, packets of grain, oats, and rice. There's also like tins of flour, sugar, salt, dried fruits and nuts, lard and cooking oil. There's also like numerous packets of like dried and jerked beef and pork. So things that are, obviously going to sustain themselves over the course of travel. As well as a couple of sealed pouches of like anchovies and sardines. They also give you a small punnet containing these small pouches of spices. Not huge amounts by any means, but, it's enough so that as your eyes are scanning over the different ingredients, you already have a few meals springing to mind. Your mother passes you the large picnic hamper, and inside is filled with fresh food, so fresh bread, lumps of butter, as well as traditional preserves of jams and also lumps of cheese. And inside you note there are a number of cups and additional pieces of, cutlery, as well as this large rectangular shaped black tin that you're pretty sure you've never seen before, at least while living with your folks. Your mother notices you looking at it, and she smiles meekly, though her skin's still quite flush from being so busy. When you told me what she'd been through with the Adventurers Guild, nearly losing your friend, I figured I should get you a nice surprise for when you and your friends need a boost. It's not a lot, so do keep it until you really, really need it. So all in all, here there's about 40 days worth of preserved rations, so 10 meals each between the lot of you. Again, like I said, they're preserved, so you can they should be able to keep you going between towns and the like. And with the ingredients you've got, Roshana, you'll be able to give yourself and your friends the added benefits from preparing food with your newly acquired chef feat.
Yes.
So as you're all loaded up, you'll see your parents are standing there. Your dad wraps an arm around your mum's shoulder. The crowd around the shop hasn't quite left, but they're getting the idea that something is happening, and they're all just kind of watching. After all the goodbye hugs, the carriage begins to pull away, and people begin waving, and you see your mum has to run back inside quite quickly as she's breaking down in tears, bless her. But you watch them as they wave to you until they're no longer in sight. Alrighty. So you heading directly back to the Adventurers Guild?
Yes.
Great. Lovely. So yeah, we'll pop Roshana back at the guild. Yeah, we'll hop over to Rook and Kato if you're around.
No.
Well, Kato fell out of the carriage.
Fella was pushed.
Alrighty. So, you guys are heading over to the Arcane District. So, move you over. To pick up your bag of holding and do some shopping. What are you guys looking for in particular?
Let me see how much money I got.
I'm looking for a bag of colding.
Oof, ain't got much, Captain.
Oh, you can go to the bag of holding first, if that's a definite.
Yeah.
So, Rook, you pull around, instruct the carriage driver to go to the Arcane Academy. And you see the familiar half-orc gentleman is kind of looking down into his book as you guys approach the little kiosk leading into the Arcane Academy itself. Oh, it's you. You see, he recognizes you from your travels here, going to the harvesting. Harvesting class. Classes are over, are they?
Yes, but I was told I could get a bag of cold in here.
Bag of holding.
Uh-huh.
Which department is that?
I would imagine whichever department is in charge of teaching harvesting.
Right. Yeah, but you see, he presses something on the desk, and the red door beside him just opens and lets you through.
Uh-huh, thank you.
Not entirely certain of where things are. You at least know where the tower, where you took the harvesting class took place. And as you were approaching the circle of towers, you see a individual in long black robes approaches you. Can we help you?
I'm not sure. I'm looking to find whoever runs the harvesting class because I'm looking for a bag of cold in from them.
Right. It was Professor Laris who is running the class. However, she does not sell the bags. Is it perhaps through the vendors that you are looking for the?
Oh, they'd probably have them, yeah.
Right. Yes. Follow me this way, please.
I follow.
And head into the familiar tower. However, instead of descending downwards towards the steps, you just walk in straight into the lobby. And you see someone sat behind a desk who's currently sat there waiting. They have this crest on their breast, though. It kind of looks like the profile of a stag. And Kato, you recognize this portrait immediately to be the symbol of the Venators.
Oh, the memories come rushing back into me.
The figure looks up at you as you walk in. All right there?
Bag of colding.
A bag of colding? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get your names, please?
Rook.
Rook.
Kato.
Just Rook?
No, Kato's here too.
How do you spell that?
R-O-O-K. I did the harvesting class here.
Oh, that'll make
Through the
things
guild.
easier. Right.
Through the
Hold on.
guild, yeah.
Hold on. Oh, through the guild, you said as well.
Yeah, through the Adventurers Guild.
Right. Well, Venator Wiles had said that to expect a group looking for a bag of colding as well. It's 1,000 gold pieces for the bag for you. That is at the discounted price.
Uh-huh. Here you go.
One moment, please. And you see he runs back, pulls out this tiny scale, and just this coin onto the scale, puts a couple of blocks on the other side, and he goes, yep, that's 1,000 gold pieces. One moment, I'll go grab it for you.
They really do like to make a whole debacle of all this stuff, don't they?
Big spender.
Well, I mean, it's not all my money. Some of it's yours. Wait, did everyone pay me? Maybe it is mine.
Only Roshana did.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah, Kato's taking more money off you now at this point.
I would never take a coin out of Kato's hands. Look at him.
He's taking plenty from you. Okay, so yeah. Eventually arrives back with this quite a large satchel bag. And you open it and you see that it's one of those drawstring bags around the top.
Yes,
but
yes.
it can be expanded quite a bit. Alrighty, 1,000 gold pieces, that's a bag of holding, got your names down here, Kato, I think that's everything.
Quick logistical question.
Indeed.
Sorry if you don't know the answer, but I have a curious mind. I understand that this is one of those types of bags that like can store more than a normal bag of its size can. I have another bag like that. Can I just put them inside each other?
Oh,
or really-
no, please don't. And you see, his hair that was perfectly like gelled off to the side has just become completely frazzled, and he smears his gelled hair back into place. No, absolutely not. You cannot do that. Also, don't put anything too pointy in there. Do not exceed the bag's limit of £1,000.
And again, when you say you can't, do you really just mean I really shouldn't?
To be honest, I'm not certain.
Well, this is why we ask questions, I guess.
Well, it probably has happened before, and you don't ever hear about the people who've documented it, so I'm presuming that something bad happened. But, yeah, it's a big no-no, and I'm not one to test such things.
Alright. That seems fine. Well, thank you very much for your business.
He's just staring wide-eyed at you, hasn't blinked once since you've asked him. And he just, like, slumps back into his chair, and you hear the rattle of a pencil falling onto the ground as you leave.
They're a little bit uptight, aren't they, Kato?
Well, if something has specific requirements, then better to know up front.
That's what I'm saying, because, like, this little fanny pack was only 200 gold, so, like, and it only weighs 15 pounds, so something that can hold, 1,000 pounds, I could fit a lot of these in there, but apparently not.
Well, not until you try.
Apparently I shouldn't try. And apparently knowing is pointless, because you can't tell anyone.
Where's the fun in that?
Maybe in a particularly dire moment, my curiosity will be required to be sated. For the moment, though, I'll hold.
That'll certainly be an unexpected turn in this campaign. Not unexpected, expect anything at this point. Anything else you guys would like to do in the Arcane District?
Should probably hold on to my money.
Right, where are you going to spend it?
I guess I'll browse around, see what else is available.
And that is unless you want to save your money to buy some of that sweet, sweet Feywild honey that we might come across.
Right, I'm not quite sure what I would do with such an item.
I believe it's food. That should clarify the issue.
I am not particularly fond of intoxicants.
I said honey, didn't I?
Yes, but it's Fey honey.
Oh, and you're worried it'll have additional... Yeah, that's probably right. The Fey are tricksy little bastards.
Precisely.
Well,
I mean, if you're interested, then by all means, but it's not exactly our realm for me.
I'm more interested in seeing what the bees look like. If they're normal. Probably won't be normal.
Checks notes. Well, it says rumble like thunder? Or something to that effect. So I don't know. Maybe they're like electric bees or something.
Or maybe there's just a lot of them and they're a little bit bigger, so when they beat their wings, it just has that air to it. Could be electric. That'd be interesting. Anything you need to pick up for the journey out of the city?
I gotta check my inventory. I think that might come in handy. DM,
Yeah.
I would like to, if possible, locate some goggles of night.
You can give me an investigation check.
Can I help?
You certainly can.
Okay. Are we doing one roll, or are we doing one separate?
Not sure. What are you guys doing? How are you giving help, Rook?
I will help Kato by stopping people and saying goggles of night. I don't know what they are, so I'm just trying to flag people down that might know. So I'll
say
give
a
Kato
special
the help.
praise, and you'll be taken to the best restaurant in your life. Sure. Roll with advantage, Kato.
My human friend has terrible eyes.
Okay.
Ooh, very good. It's all downhill from here, Kato. With a 23.
Don't
Listen,
let him
new year, new me, am I right?
Don't waste these rolls.
It's not waste. It's for his eyes.
It is a waste.
A lot of people that I look as they're walking by with this hobgoblin like starfishing in front of them, goggles of night. And Kato, with your charisma asking around, you guys are eventually pointed down in the direction of a shop, and you see it seems to be like a young student who points the way. And they go, no, I'm not sure if they're open anymore. They're kind of dodgy, but might want to try it. It's just down there, and second alley to the left.
Okay,
Thank
second
you.
question. What are goggles of night?
Oh, we did this in like enchantments classes. It's you make these goggles, and they help you see in the night.
Oh, that's handy.
Do you need me for anything else? You see, he's kind of already walking away, but not trying not to be too rude.
No, that was all. Thank you.
Okay, gives you both once up and down again before he leaves. So I'm assuming you follow the directions down.
Yeah.
You turn to the right. You head down and walk down this little alleyway, cobblestone steps, and
Oh, this is sus.
you turn the corner, and you see a familiar-looking sign.
What?
An almost identical replica of the shop. You see Soko scrolls and arcane supplies.
What?
The lights are not on inside, and the little open sign that is hanging on the front door is torn, so it's kind of just hanging there limply. But it says open, and someone has tacked to it a piece of parchment that says "Enter at your own risk."
Oh!
I didn't realize it was a chain.
This might just be their old location, and someone has been squatting.
Well, I mean, if they have what do we need? No issue.
Yeah, just keep your wits about you. And I'll knock on the door.
Yeah. You knock and wait a moment.
there doesn't seem to be any life inside.
I'll jiggle the knob.
Jiggle the handle, and it must have rusted at some point, because as you like push down on it, like you have to push quite hard before it finally gives. It's quite stiff, but it doesn't open.
Is there a window?
Mm-hmm. There's a couple looking in.
Yeah, I'll try to peer in.
And you see that with the light that you have, it's still afternoon time. As you're looking in through the window, it seems to be like an almost exact same setup as the one back in the guild. However, all the barrels have been covered. Their tops have been impressed back into the barrels again. No magical mage hands flying about or swooping around. Doesn't seem to be any life inside.
Huh. I'm gonna try the door one more time to see if it's like stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You try the door again. Push the handle down. It gives a lot more easy this time. You push on the door, rattle it a little bit. But yeah, it's not opening.
And do we want to just go in, Kato?
I would love to, but seems like this door is jammed.
I wonder if it's locked, and I'll stand in front of it and summon my ferret.
Okay. And yep, ferret appears. Looks around quizzically, and then immediately looks its little pointed snout up at you.
Do you mind checking if this door is locked?
Okay. And place your hands down. Scurries over, climbs up the door, and with a long fingernail begins scooching through the lock mechanism. Roll me a... I think it's a sleight of hand for the ferret. Is thieves' tools?
Yep.
Yep.
You name that yet?
You would ask.
He goes, there's a lot of gunk in here.
So it's just
It's
It's
a dirty
just-
lock,
But is it locked?
I think.
Oh. Well, I'd hate to call you out and have you not unlock a lock. Seems rude.
That would be awful. The ferret looks back wide-eyed at you. At
I
this
would
point,
never.
the lights inside go up
Oh.
within the building. And easy as you like, the door just swings open.
I'll disappear the ferret.
Disappears. Inside you see a very weary-looking Soko walks round to the counter.
Oh.
Hello.
What do you... Ooh. It's you.
Apologies. Is this your home?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Yes, one of the business ventures that I had done a long time ago. However, I much prefer to be at the guild than here.
I can understand why.
Yes. Much more exposure that way. Well, if we could trouble you for a transaction.
Right. Well, I'm afraid the stock that I have here is not as
as good, let's be honest, as the stuff I have back at the guild. You
I see.
I am a trader, of course. If you have any magic items, I'll happily peruse them if you're looking to trade. However, being in the arcane district, most of the stock is from creative students trying to peddle their homework, let's say.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, some of it is interesting, most certainly, but, well, everything has its uses. What are you in the mood for?
Something to aid with seeing in the dark.
No. Sorry. I have... You see, he reaches underneath the counter again, pulls up a box of what can only be described as knickknacks. Things are just very, very disorganized, kind of just thrown in there. I have this. He pulls out an iron key with a question mark painted very crudely on the handle. What's the top of a key called?
Wait.
Is there a name for it?
There must be, honestly. You know where you put the key ring through? That bit anyway.
Right.
A base.
Base. That's yeah, that's as good as any. Through the base of the key, there's like a very haphazardly painted question mark. And he goes, ugh. This key can be used to open certain locks. Then again, it might not. It's a key to nowhere, basically. But if you use it, you have a, let's say, a 5% chance of opening whatever it is you use the key for. The key then disappears. It's a measly little enchantment. I have this. And he pulls out what looks to be a small sphere of really thick glass. But you see that it is cracked. And he goes, possibly could have been useful. Not as useful as it could have been, but Lumos. He raises the little sphere into the air, and the room immediately brightens up. Yeah, it's not the best, better. This was a absolute disaster. He pulls out what looks to be like a lantern. I believe one of the artificers at the academy were trying to make a lantern of revealing or lantern of tracking. I think it was for the Venators. They use them for finding certain creatures of different ilk and category. So you'd think maybe undead being in Clancamrye, or I don't know, something interesting like a beast or a monstrosity, but no, this is a lantern of tracking humans.
Oh.
Yes, brilliant, isn't it? Right, I also have this. He pulls out a wand. He goes, this is a wand of pyrotechnics. I don't know what they did, but it is faulty.
Faulty.
I'll give it to you at a discounted price. I do not know what happens when you use a last charge, but here we are. Also, I have this, and you see he's becoming more and more irate and slightly pink in the face as he pulls the box off of the counter and just dumps it on the ground, kicks it off to the side before he walks round and he pulls out another large chest. And Soko's not the brawniest of people, but he's certainly whether it's just the anger behind him right now, he's able to lift this heavy chest and he opens it. And a plume of smoke comes out, and it's just the smell of rotten eggs that reaches your nostrils. He goes, this was meant to be a studded leather of armor of smoldering. It's meant to be odorless. Odorless smoke that's supposed to come off of this. He throws it back in.
Yeah, I see.
This was meant to be a plate armor of gleaming, doesn't take up any like stains. And he pulls it out, and as soon as he lifts it up, the dust is quite dusty. Sorry, the dust is quite dusty. The shop is quite dusty because of he obviously hasn't been here much. But every bit of dust on the counter just clings to the armor. And from in the chest itself, after lifting off the plate armor, you see something's rustling inside. He lifts it up and he goes, this is a cloak of constant billowing. Who does this help? Oh, this is quite interesting though. And he shows you a set of chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you know the anybody who would want to cast off their armor and their undergarments as well, please send them my way.
Thanks. Thinks
Yeah.
about Vayne.
Roses.
Put a hand on Kato's shoulder. We don't want that.
You
How
see,
often does Vayne get naked? Sorry, what?
How often does he drink?
Fair point.
and he goes, and
He's like a professor. Just every paper he grades just get worse and worse.
you see he begins stuffing everything back into this chest again, like, and has to like wrangle the faulty cloak of billowing and stuffs it back in and closes the chest once more, locks it, and he just slides it off to the side of the counter. And he goes, "Do you want to see something very stupid?"
By all means, please enlighten
Maintaining
us.
eye contact, just reaches down, pulls out a scroll case. This is meant to be a scroll of animate object. Opens the case, and you see the scroll itself just flies out and begins swooping around the shop.
It's like a bird indoors.
So, any of these items, gentlemen?
I see.
Why did you buy these?
Well, I do have a bit of a penchant for magic. And I do like to understand where these idiots went wrong. It allows me to better my own magic abilities. However, shifting this shit has proven to be a lot more difficult.
Okay, so just trying to remember everything you showed us. There was the lantern of tracking humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
There was the armor of gleaming, which had the
armor of staining and static.
Can I clarify the lantern of tracking? Was it tracking humans or humanoids?
Humanoids, sorry.
Okay.
So, while the lantern is within 300 feet of any humanoid creature, its flame turns bright green. Doesn't pinpoint the creature's exact location. Doesn't tell you how many there are.
Also, you are a
You-
humanoid.
You know,
You live today, Kato.
wow.
so yeah,
It
a
would
great
just-
item to have in the city.
It would just be green all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was the key that had a 5% chance of opening anything.
Yeah, that's a mystery key.
And then-
It does actually work, in fairness.
And then unalive itself.
There is a faulty
The-
wand of pyrotechnics.
That don't know what happened when the last charge is used.
Nope.
It could explode. It could make a portal to the lowest pit of hell.
Who
We
knows?
don't know.
Yep.
Um.
There's the stinking studded leather armor.
Yeah.
And the
And then there's-
rip-off chain shirt.
Well, listen, if Vayne was that kind of bard, I'm sure he'd love it.
Yeah, probably.
The only problem would be
Yeah.
getting them into it to begin with.
Go full base money.
And then the scroll case with the
Scroll of animate objects, which has just permanently animated this fucking scroll to
And
fly around.
and just does it still function as a scroll of animate objects, or
No.
is it just
the
It's-
object that's animated is the scroll.
Look, it's functioning in that it's constantly powering the scroll
Yeah.
itself. So interesting to
And
study if you are,
yeah,
so
it's a
inclined.
feat. It's a feat in its own right.
I just look at Soko again, probably with the scroll still
Just flying around, he's not even paying
going
attention
ape
to it.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah. And you don't have anything that's especially broken.
Yeah. Trust me, these are all bad enough.
He kind of gets like a sly grin. Oh please, do enlighten me.
Well, I'm not finished looking at it yet. He's going British Museum on you, by the way. I'm not done looking at it.
Fair enough.
Look, I already don't want to be here any longer. I don't want any more of those little creatives coming back. Right now, I have to shift this lot first.
I see.
If you are after magic items, I highly recommend waiting until the new shop is open in the Thangdella. I believe Montegor is his name. Arriving soon. Opening shop. Taking my... He points at the animated scroll. And it immediately just rolls back into shape and back into the case again. He tops it. He goes,
The key, it disappears after opening something, or just the first time you use it?
after opening something. This one is actually...
Okay.
It's a meager enchantment, but at least the student did their bloody homework.
I see. How much?
Wait 1 moment. He pulls out a ledger. Just as I'm pulling out a ledger here. Shh. Wrong folder. Fuck me. There we go. Any other questions in the meantime?
The studded armor that was smoldering, well, supposed to be smoldering.
And stinking.
How
yes.
how strong is it? Is it like a back alley dumpster, or is it like?
It is the smell of rotten eggs. It's like pure hydrogen sulfide, whatever the person in the alchemy suite was doing. He also thought that was a shortcut into getting the smoke, but no, it is rank. I'm talking there is a decrease to charisma when you're wearing it.
Oh. It could be rather cumbersome carrying that around.
Certainly not going in the bag.
Well, I guess that plans out.
Right.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Kato. I've been trying to consider the unique opportunities that some of these ridiculous items may afford us in the future.
That is
But
a
I'm
perfectly good word for it.
I'm struggling to come up with anything particularly useful.
Yes. Right. Well,
Well,
so for the
You-
mystery key, I could give you for 50 gold pieces. I'll throw in the wand of pyrotechnics. You can have both of them for 80.
I'm like, do I try to haggle? Looks at my persuasion. All right, I'll take them.
Okay. So you get the wand of pyrotechnics and the mystery key. That'll be 80 good pieces, please. Thank you.
I'll put broken in parentheses.
Anything else?
How many charges on the wand?
There are 7.
7.
7.
Don't use them all in the same place.
And then the key.
They're both common items. Neither of them have attunement. Just so you know. Don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Technically, they're both unique items. As Soko just said, they're very unique.
The scroll, is it, would you say the paper is particularly sturdy?
I'd imagine so. It's got magic running through it.
So it would be resistant to tears and punctures and the like.
Yes.
I am concocting so many things right now.
Please don't try and use the piece of paper as a very, very small, flimsy flying carpet.
No, no, not that. No.
Kato, why is there a scroll strapped to the front of your shield?
I'm not sure where you're going with that, to be quite honest. You saying that it would make the shield fly?
Maybe it'll get in the way of attacks on its own. Who knows?
Good God.
That's certainly not what I'm
Stab-resistant
thinking.
paper. Stab-resistant paper on a stab-resistant shield. I mean, what could be better?
At the moment, it functions as nothing more than a spring-loaded snake in a can.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining you open this thing outside, it just flies flies off like Professor Thaddeus.
Oh, the owls, yeah.
It's not going in with the maps.
I look.
You could tie a string around it and make a, really aggressive kite.
He'll take the scroll.
He gives you a once over. 700 gold pieces.
What?
Soko's like, this guy is an idiot.
Just kind of narrows his eyes. What do you take me for? Moneybags Mackenzie? Think I'd pay that much for an ineffectual scroll?
You asked for it. Why else would you want to buy it? Unless you were Moneybags Mackenzie. And had money to just throw around willy-nilly.
5 gold.
He just very slowly, cranes his head in your direction, Rook. And
I
then-
only have 5 gold left. I bought a bag for $1,000 earlier.
that was a good investment.
I'm told I shouldn't put my two bags in each other.
50 gold.
Soko just stands up, pushes the chair back. Hopefully,
50 gold. 50
will-
gold and we'll leave.
as tempting as that offer is. I shall see you gentlemen sometime back at the guild. And he walks around the corner down towards the door to the back of the shop. Through the archway. And the lights go out.
So do we lock the door or...
He'll close the door. He'll leave it unlocked.
Grand. So you exit the building. Anything else you want to do here, guys?
Nothing on my side.
Well, came looking for things to see in the dark. Get a key that works 5% of the time once, and a wand that could possibly kill us on the last charge.
Yeah, that one time though, huh?
Gee, I don't know. Use it to unlock a very fancy chest or something.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, that one time's gonna pay off.
Hmm.
You just have to try the key in the same lock 20 times.
Yeah.
Just, let me
On average.
have a shot at the lock first. So we don't waste it if we don't need to.
Apologies for wasting your time, Rook.
I don't consider it wasted time.
I do, if I'm being honest.
Time spent with friends is never wasted, but I get your meaning. Shall we head back?
Maybe someday I'll have your optimism. Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath.
Jesus.
We all have our own strengths, Kato. You stick to yours.
Wow. A bit, a word of confidence, a bit wanting. Well, let's head back.
You'll get there.
Do a persuasion roll. I'm just joking.
I just love that Rook was saying something really nice, like, time spent with friends is never wasted. His reaction is, like, come on, guy. Please. Some form of happy emotion. Once.
Listen, you got all the happy emotion out of him at the little shindig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crikey.
Yeah, he's burned. He's built up his tab for the month.
Oh,
Alrighty. Your carriage is still waiting for you guys, so you can hop on in.
And nip on back.
Nip on back. Okay. And we'll hop over to Vayne, who is just arriving at the shop.
Oh, what a long old journey. Thank you. I get off the carriage and wave at whomsoever is the carriage driver.
Mhm.
Hoping it's one of the ones I know, but I know it won't be.
No.
And then I will head into my shoppy.
You take a look around. It's very much as it was before. As you have left it. Yeah, the dust angels that you made when you were cleaning up are still there.
Cute.
You do see a couple of drips from the ceiling above.
Mm,
That's standard at this point.
pretty much.
Yep.
Can I make my way all the way up to the roof? Well, not the roof, where the goblins are.
Mhm.
Um,
And as you begin making your way up the stairs, you hear a large, followed by a.
I hurry up,
Yeah.
assuming it came from above. I assumed it did.
Yes. You rush up the spiraling staircase up the first flight, and you realize that the hatch to the second floor has been prized open. Several chips and notches in the wooden frame. As you make your way up, the heavy smell of damp wood fills your lungs as you're running up the stairs further towards the racket of pots and children's voices from above.
Sounds about right.
You run up and spiraling around the central pillar until the steps peter out, and for the first time you find yourself in the attic.
And I can see the sky.
No.
I can't see the sky.
With your dark vision, you look around and you see the goblin children are just scrambling about and coming to an abrupt halt as they recognize your presence.
Everything's fine. Nothing happened.
What happened?
You see, Morona, the eldest of the children, is helping the older boy sit up. His eyes, which were momentarily rolled back in his head, come around, and he sways slightly, just groaning. In front of him, you see an elaborate setup. Slightly reminiscent of your own herbalism kit, but the smell of burning and sulfur singe your nose hairs. And you realize this is an alchemical set that one of the children has been mucking around with.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh. Can I look around? Is Grimsby anywhere?
He's not immediately in the vicinity, no.
Lisa.
A drop of water fell in the concoction, and then boom!
Yes, well, I would appreciate it if you didn't, blow up the building.
I didn't mean to.
Well, alchemical kits are dangerous. They are used for making explosions. Where did you find this?
We bought it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Where did you buy it with?
Money?
Mm-hmm.
You take a
Money
step
you got
forward, Vayne, and your feet immediately knock over a bucket that's been filled with water. The water splooshes everywhere and sinks through the floorboards. And you see a single silver crab comes rocketing from the bucket towards the goblin girl with the smashed glasses.
What are you trying to do?
Nothing.
You look around and
Look.
you notice several buckets, pots, and saucers have been placed all around the attic space to catch the constant drips of water seeping through the roof.
Look, I'm allowing you to stay. That's fine. I don't mind that. I'm going to be going away for a while, and I would like to come back to this building still being standing. So alchemical practices should cease. Completely.
What if we just move it downstairs? There's no
You
water.
can still- Well, what if you fix the roof?
What if you go stick your opinions up your bum?
Mm-hmm. Where's Grimsby?
Right here.
Oh.
So he's followed the steps silently up behind you.
Hello. Were you aware that they bought an alchemical it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you thought that that was a good idea?
They need a trade. He
Well, yes. But
narrows his eyes. He says, move it to one of the floors below.
yeah.
Don't
You
add
can move it.
water to acid. It's acid to water.
Well, yes, I suppose, but okay. Grimsby, I'm going away for a while. Could I leave you sort of in charge of making sure that they don't blow up the building? They can use downstairs. That's fine. Just try and keep the building standing until I get back.
I'll be keeping an eye on them.
Appreciated. Could you also do me one more favor? Did you... The chest that I mentioned when we met in the bar, is that given to the children?
It's taken care of.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could maybe know some people because of the circles you are how to word this, because of the circles you hang with, you might know someone who could do a decent deal for a favor in regards to sorting out the roof here, because the longer we leave it, the worse downstairs is going to get, and before we know it, the water will be going 2 floors down instead of just into the attic.
I believe we're well past that point. You see, he rubs at his chin. Sparse stubble.
But if we fix the roof, then hopefully it should dry out the rest of the building, and then we can at least have some stable foundations to springboard off of into a
No one to...
apparently alchemical business.
No one to fix the roof entirely, but I can have someone come around and batten down the hatches of it at the very least. Sure, we can get a sturdy piece of tarp over it, stop the water coming in.
Anything that would be possible until I get back, and then we'll do work on full renovations once I'm back. It's just for the time being. I'm leaving tomorrow for some time, and I don't want to come back to an even worsely waterlogged store.
Right. 200 gold pieces.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. Go for.
I want to see if he's how to word it. I'm fine with giving him money for the tarp and stuff, and for the favor and etc. I want to know if he's cutting a lot off the top of that for himself and for his efforts, I suppose. Insight 17.
You get the sense that it is an expensive job, but you gather the sense from Grimsby as well that he carries a certain amount of responsibility and pride.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It very much seems like, he's trying to broker the deal for you, but he's not taking anything himself.
Okay.
And as
Very well.
you've gathered for him before, he's pretty much just here for the kids.
Okay. I'll hand over 200 gold.
Much obliged.
Appreciated. Yes, just try and, as I say, should batten down the hatches, shore up the roofing so that it's not getting worse, and obviously the less amount of water that comes in if they're doing their wonderful experiments, the better. And I turn to the kids and say, you may use, while I'm gone, you may use the bottom floor. Just, as I say, try not to make anything explode or set fire to anything. Just generally, I would like to come back to everything being pretty much the same as it was, or better. But yes. And I'll look at the guy that's just been exploded, the older of the children, and say, are you okay?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a singed eyebrow there.
Kind of like puts the palm of his hand up to his eyebrow and just rubs at it for a second.
Well, try and, as I say, you can use downstairs, but try not to hurt yourselves. Alchemical kits can be incredibly dangerous. So. But I'm assuming Grimsby will take good care of you. Keep an eye on you. As I say, I will be leaving for a bit. Try and stay out of trouble. And obviously Grimsby will be sorting the roof, so there may be someone coming in and out. I'm not sure how you'll have to hide or whatever for that. I'm sure Grimsby will let you know. Do you need anything before I leave?
No?
Are you all good for food, etc.?
Yeah?
Good. Well, I don't know how long I'll be, but take care of this shop while I'm gone. And once I'm back and we do the renovations, maybe, depending on how far your alchemical prowess has come along, we can make a deal regarding profits.
Yeah, you see all the goblins are kind of just staring wide-eyed at you.
Okay then. And I'll turn to Grimsby. Appreciate the roofing situation. Do you need anything else from me apart from the money?
No, I'll have someone over on the morrow.
Appreciated. Worst comes to worst, if anything comes up, anything major regarding the building or the little ones, if you ask Luxon to get word to me, he should be able to. Very quickly, and just in case you need anything. And I'll see what I can do from where I am at the time. And then I will just make sure that things are sort of relatively safe.
Yeah,
Throw
very much.
like empty the buckets out of the side window or something, and put them back, and just try and kind of plug any gaping holes before I leave.
Yeah. Takes you a hot minute.
Yeah, I imagine so.
But yeah, eventually you finish up.
And then I will head out and I'll kind of close the door. Kind of how when we first went, there was the little sort of back door that was ajar. Kind of how the kids. I'll kind of leave it like that, and then head back to the Adventurers Guild on foot, just kind of having a wander around, and then I just a couple of things that I want to pick up quick from shops in the Adventurers Guild, but apart from that, yeah.
Yep, grand. And by the time, as you're
walking whatnot, eventually everyone arrives back at the guild. Can move you over to the map. You guys can decide what you want to do. Oh my goodness, Kato, you're all the way over there.
It's in the library.
Let me be your deck.
This when I see Rook, I will hand him 250 gold.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. The bag shall come in useful. 27 now.
Speaking of which,
250, wasn't
does Roshana 250? Does Roshana have the food now, or was that being prepared?
I have it.
She has it now. Yep.
Go. Do you want to put that in the bag of gold in?
Ah, yes.
Okay, so that's 40 rations basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
That's very good.
Yeah.
How are the parents, Roshana?
I think my mom will be great when I get back.
But yeah, probably. Did you tell her what you're
business
doing?
is booming. Business is booming. Let's say that.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, hopefully that'll keep her busy while you're away.
They will probably hire some people.
Oh, that's splendid news.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's
Also,
all coming together.
if you guys ever are walking around alone, be warned. I kind of got overwhelmed with having to write down signatures and stuff because, because of yesterday.
No, wild. Kato and I were walking through the Arcane District, and no one came up to us. Actually, we went up to more people.
Yeah, no one came up to me either.
Oh, wow.
No, I was in a shop that's closed, so I don't. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's normal.
yeah.
To be fair, though, I think out of all of us, you're the only one whose head is above the crowd. So maybe
Also, she's a local.
true, and they know where you live.
Well,
Hmm.
it's
I mean-
a scary thought.
Hmm. Anxiety.
I know where you used to live, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Well, at least business is booming for my parents, so that's plus.
Yes, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I just have to pick up a couple of things from a couple of shops around here, if that's okay. Well, it doesn't have to be okay. I'm going to do it.
It's not okay. Stay.
I do it, I won't.
I'll go and meet. I'll meet you in the Dulan's head then.
Ah.
Oh,
Hey,
Smart
Kato,
idea.
do you wanna pop your head into Soko's good shop?
Sure, why not?
I
Oh,
need to
actually, what
figure out
time
which
is it?
shops I'm going to.
Oh Christ.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Shit.
I'd say it's past 6 at this point because it took you it took you 3 hours to get down to. No, hold on. I had this. It was roughly 3 o'clock when you met up with Mr. Dulake. It took you roughly 3 hours to get there.
Yeah.
So roughly 3 hours back, like you guys are looking at about 6ish now at this point, I'd say.
Wait, what? Am I shit at math? I think I'm shit at math.
Okay, so look, you left just before noon, like half 11.
right.
You arrived at the Dulake, the Seven Chimneys, to speak with Mr. Dulake at roughly 2:30. Let's say you spoke for about half an hour, so you were there, till 3. You left. By the time that
3
all
hours.
of you have gotten back to the Adventurers District, it'll say it's past 6.
Okay.
Some of the
Okay.
shops are still open. And the Dudhan's head is permanently just nearly always.
The pub.
Except for the wee hours, yep.
You said that some of the shops are still open, like just, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I'll hurry along then. But I need to go back through the things and remember what I was buying. I apologize.
Yeah, where's
Give me like minutes. If you want to do Soko's, you want to go talk to Soko again, now is the time.
Yeah.
Is Soko open?
You see he is just closing up shop, and as soon as he sees the two of you, he begins to very quickly speed up the process of closing his door.
Wait, Soko, wait.
The lights go off,
Hold
and
on.
you just see his
So-
eyes. You just see his eyes looking at you through the darkness, and he just steps backwards and disappears.
I have money now.
Soko!
Uh-huh.
Wow, he likes you.
We saw him at his other shop earlier. He's got a second shop. It's not as good as this one.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wait, I need to look at Soko's because now I need to. Oh, okay,
Wait a minute.
yeah, I'm fine. I wasn't going to buy anything anyway. That's fine.
Wait, does this mean that Soko's got an easy and convenient way to the Arcane District?
You only just put that together.
No, my character did.
Gosh, Vayne, get it together. It's
I'm
roleplay.
sorry. Let's roll.
In our most dire moment, Soko, we may break in. It'll be fine, though. Needs must and all that.
Okay.
It's like 3 hours down there. Takes ages.
Yeah, it's not. Wait.
Okay. Anything else you want to
sorry.
purchase, guys?
I am just doing my list. I apologize.
And this is to everyone, really.
Oh, okay. I won't be a minute.
Well, I did, but Soko's kind of
Just
not obliging.
eat it.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he had Eyes of Night in this particular shop, he would have mentioned. Does everybody have like sleeping bag, mess kit, all the stuff they
That's
need?
what I was buying.
Well, because it's what you need if you're not going to be sleeping in a house.
I'm just.
Yeah, if those things.
I'm going to grab another bedroll, as I think the last one I had we used to put cats in.
Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah, you did.
That was,
Yeah, I was
that
there,
was
but I have no
wild.
memory.
Okay.
Yeah, you head over to the general goods store. An beagle, please.
I will. There's a lot that's getting built from here. Give me 2 seconds.
Right. Let me get my thingamabobber. And by that I
What's
mean
the difference
everything.
between paper and parchment?
I believe parchment is for like if you're buying like wizardry parchment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want something to write on, to be honest.
Get paper, dude. Like unless.
Oh, but parchment's cheaper.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Slash. Yeah, parchment's 1 and paper's 2.
What is the
Okay.
difference?
I mean, there's the real world difference, which is
Well, yeah,
paper's
yeah.
a lot cleaner and it's
Yeah.
processed, so
Yeah.
I'll explain for the higher cost.
Yeah.
Parchment's just
one
rougher.
one is for the wizards, and one is not.
Okay.
And the more expensive one is for the wizards. There you go.
Do we know how long it's going to take us to get down to Daglian? It's like, I'm just trying to think from Vayne's experience. Not that I went that way.
Unfortunately, yeah, you did not go down that way. I don't know if I explained it to you, Roshana, just because you weren't here. But this red area here is the current territory of the Hill Giants.
Yes.
I did go to Daglian.
You went to
as
Daglian, but you went the
expected.
other way. Sorry, Roshana.
Right. Yeah,
I
sorry.
suspected as much that it was the area for the Hill Giants.
Yeah, and where that little red mark is there, that is where Battleston is, and that's just the route of the tunnel.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. I'll say it's long. It's a long way down to Daglian, and also you're going through the Tarnished Forest. Even though there is a road, it's still technically considered difficult terrain. But it's either through the Tarnished Forest or... through the Tarnished Forest or through the Fen.
Gonna
Okay.
take us a long time.
Mm-hmm.
5 SP. Fucking hell. Tent. 2 tents. Do we have tents? Who's got a tent?
I have a 2-person tent.
Okay. Any more?
I know just the one.
Oh, does anyone else have a tent?
I do not.
Okay. I'm going to grab another tent then. Let's get another tent. Tent. 2 GP. Um, 100 feet of rope. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the place with the general goods store, please.
General goods.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
I want that one.
Right. So, I apologize in advance.
Oh god.
I've tried to do some quick maths, but we'll see.
You want one bedroll,
1 bedroll
one
for
tent.
myself. Yep. So that's 2 GP. No, that's 3 GP.
3 GP.
Plus, I would like to buy 15 pieces of chalk, and this is where it gets confusing because now we're in CP, and I hate my life.
How much is the chalk? 1 piece is 1 copper piece.
It's one piece, 1 copper is say 15 copper, say 1 silver, 5. I would like to buy 10 sacks.
Is it for all the cats?
Why I'd rather use a sack than my bedroll. It's pretty much. I saw sacks and I was like, oh, that would be useful in a catty situation.
Okay.
2 water skins.
2 water skins.
A tinderbox.
Tinderbox.
And 200. Sorry, not 200. 100 foot of. Sorry, like 250 feet of hempen rope, which is 2
Okay.
GP.
So that's 2 GP.
I think that's it. If there is that, I couldn't see flint and tinder, but I assume that's tinderbox. So.
That is, yeah.
Hey, Vayne.
Hello.
Did you know if you just go in and ask for like an explorer's pack, they'll give you like a backpack, bedroll, mess kit, tinder pouch, torches, rations, water, skin, and hempen rope?
Well, yes, but I don't know how much that is.
It's right there, my dude.
Where?
Under packs.
Yeah, it doesn't say a price though.
I'll tell you.
Oh. Is it cheaper or more expensive than buying things individually?
I believe it is slightly cheaper. Not by much, but
And I didn't-
it's cheaper.
I didn't think to buy torches because I can see in the dark.
It's more expensive. Let me...
Wait, it's more expensive?
Yeah.
The kit?
Because you
Okay.
can see in the dark. What kit are you looking for? Explorer's pack?
I think explorer's pack has the bedroll.
Yeah. The only thing it's missing is the tent.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's an additional, what, like 2 gold?
Yeah, so you can get the explorer's pack and the tent for 12 gold pieces.
Then you need to add on your parchment and chalk and sacks.
Oh yeah.
I still think it's cheaper to...
You do it your way. I'm just thinking, like, 26 sessions in and 2 golds really making the difference.
To be fair, he's been like this the whole time.
No, I know. That's why I specified how long.
We're penny pinching here, man. I just gave you 250 gold.
You can have it
And
back.
and then 200 gold to pay for a fucking tarp.
Yeah, the crunch after paying for, classes and everything.
Yeah.
It's like taking out student loans and going, I've got all this oh, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Shit.
It was never ours to begin with. It's all fantasy.
Okay. You said it was 12 gold, right?
Okay, the Explorer's Pack is 10 gold pieces.
What is a backpack? I mean,
So-
I've got a backpack.
Backpack.
Oh, that's why it's because it's the extra 2. Because yeah, I don't need a backpack.
Oh my god. Okay. Does anybody
I'm just going
else
to buy the
this-
individual items.
Okay. Just
I apologize for confusing the matter.
fine.
Just tell me what you
Okay.
want.
I told you. Do I need to repeat it?
Just give me 2 seconds, okay? 2 fucking seconds.
1, 3.
And you want a tinderbox, which is 5 silver. Okay,
5.
bedroll, 1 tent, 15 pieces of chalk, 10 sacks, 2 water skins, 1 tinderbox, and 2 50 pieces of hempen rope. Anything else?
A bucket.
A bucket. What are you gonna do?
You sound so incredulous.
Strap it to the front of your face. What are you doing?
I'm using it as a helmet. No, I'm gonna fucking. Vayne hasn't been out of the city, and he used to have like caravans worth of stuff. He doesn't really know what he's gonna need, so he's kind of trying to anxiety purchase a bunch of shit,
Mhm,
basically.
I think they've got a kitchen sink in the corner there if you need it.
Oh, can I grab that as well?
How much is it?
Oh, fishing tackle, of course.
Oh god.
Do we need an hourglass? I don't know.
But how will we know if an hour's passed?
From when we turned over.
I've broken out the calculator.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I'm really sorry. I got the copper started confusing me, and I just gave up on my life.
Okay, that is 6 gold and
That's-
2 silver pieces.
I'll hand over 6 gold and 2 silver.
I believe. Yeah.
If I can just hand over 7 if that's easier, because it'll put me at a nice round number.
Something against the Explorer's Pack. Yeah, it's the 10 days of rations and the 10 torches in the Explorer's Pack, which boosts it up a bit. And the backpack.
Yeah, and the backpack, yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, because the
Useless
backpack's 2
items.
gold. Yeah.
Who needs to eat?
Well, items that I already have.
Yeah, and that
so
food never leaves.
6 gold and 2 silver.
I don't have any money. 6 gold and 2 silver.
Yeah.
1 silver is 10 copper, right? 65. 0. Okay, I've done the calculations.
Okay. So yep, you can
They're
all
all
add that
good.
all to your inventory.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, well, I've got it listed anyway, so that's fine.
We'll see how
The-
if Vayne's able to carry all this.
Mm-hmm.
You kidding?
I've got a friend with a fanny pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only things I'm going to put in there are the tent, the bedroll, and well, the bedroll will already go on my back, and the.
If you give me the bedroll, it's going in the cold one.
Do you remember when? That's cool because it gets hard at night. Do you remember when you asked me to carry your rope, like in session 1? This is basically I'm asking you to carry 2 ropes now.
I think you did. Oh no, I did do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did do that, and then like a pickaxe as well at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah. My miner's pick. Yeah, life really changed after I got the fanny pack of holding.
Yeah, you changed.
You changed, dude.
I think that was all of the stuff I needed to purchase. I'll be
Okay.
back in 2 seconds.
How about the rest of you?
Thank you.
I just watch in awe as Vayne penny pinches and snips
Yeah.
out coupons and
Mm,
But again, it's like
It's like a beautiful mind if he didn't know how to do math.
You were like this back at the beginning, and then suddenly you guys win tournaments and, you know, get some well-paying quests, and you guys change, and, you know, money doesn't have the same kind of value to you anymore, and you're growing.
What value did it ever have to me?
Fair.
So are people good to set out tomorrow? Anything else people want to do?
I'll get like a small hand mirror.
Small hand mirror. How much is that?
Let's me check.
Get what's that? A steel mirror. Mirror. Steel. There, it's 5 gold pieces.
It's a deal.
Right. Mark down 5 gold.
Yep.
So is everyone good with the plan? Tomorrow morning we try to source transport and we head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds straightforward to me.
Sounds good to me.
Has the Vayne's caravan was being auctioned, wasn't it?
It was, and it was sold.
That was all
Yeah.
done, yeah.
Yeah, and then we put the money towards the tomb. There, towards Monty's tomb. I'm
Cool.
missing garlic bread. Bullshit.
So aside from talks of garlic bread, is there anything else you guys like to do while you've got your little last day here in the guild? Oh my god, you guys are going up so quickly.
I think I'm good. I think with a little bit of extra time, Rook will just this evening, rather than running in the morning, take a nip around some of the places and just say a very quick goodbye to people like Fern and
Yeah.
and Gilmore.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as you're pipping around, Gilmore isn't about, but Clerk takes a message anyway.
I might maybe go and see Plants before Vayne goes to the Dullahans.
Yeah, he's still in his 5
Yeah.
5-foot diameter pot,
Yeah.
and numerous voices of Vayne cry out as you walk into the room.
Terrifying.
Hello. I'll walk over to Plants. How you doing, buddy?
Cramped.
You're cramped, yeah. I'm trying to work out what to do. Was there any way you could stop growing? Oh, how was that? Okay. It's just that there's not really as much space, and you know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable, but I also don't want you to, you know, stop being you.
It's dark in here.
Is Fern anywhere around? Actually?
Yeah. If you look around the gardens, you'll eventually find her.
I'll be back shortly, and I'll go and search for Fern.
And eventually you do find her. She's currently tending to what looks to be like a couple of night orchids.
Ooh, fancy. Hey, Fern.
Oh, hello. You're out late. heard
Yes,
you're
we're,
heading off tomorrow.
Yes, yeah, so thought I'd come and see how Planstifer was doing, see how you were doing. We're heading out, as you say, tomorrow, so...
Yeah.
How are you doing, first of all?
I'm okay. Tired. I'm a little bit anxious about Planstifer.
Yes, I wanted to speak to you about that. Is there anywhere outside of the city that he could go?
I'm sure there's plenty of places. Might be an issue with him talking, but
Well, yes.
maybe somewhere in the wilderness where he won't be seen.
Do you know much of the... Hang on. No, that's the wrong map. That's also the wrong map. That's the right map. Tarnished Forest.
A little bit, not terribly much.
Well, we're potentially travelling through there. Sort of soonish. And I was wondering if he might potentially enjoy it there because there's a lot of space, there's a lot of, different trees and such, and there's a protector of some sort, I think.
Potentially. I don't really have the answer for you, Vayne. Fortunately. Everything is very much complicated.
When you say that you could remove the sentience, would he still be him? Or it be it? Would Planstifer still be Planstifer?
I mean, he'll still be a plant? If that's what you're asking me, I'm very confused.
Well, it's like currently he has a personality, he has a desire to grow, etc. I just didn't want, would he be the same but just unable to speak?
I mean, yes. All plants have personalities, and they all have the desire to grow.
So if you were to do this thing for Planstifer, if you could communicate with plants, you would still be the same person. Or the same entity, as it were.
I believe so.
Interesting. Let me have a conversation with Planstifer. I'll pop back shortly.
Okay.
And I'll bugger off back to Planstifer.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh.
Unless we want to jump to other people.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Hello, Planstifer. So, I've got a couple of things to run by you. There's a few options. So, we're leaving the city tomorrow. And I was thinking potentially we could take you with us, and we're going through a forest, and we could put you in the forest and you could live happily there. There's more space, open forest. I mean, you could grow to your heart's content, etc. My only issue is you're able to speak, which is unusual for a plant. I say unusual. You're able to actually speak, whereas most plants aren't. Would you want that taken away so you drew less attention to yourself in the wild? I'm just trying to get a feel for what you want.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Well, Would you like to give it a short think? I can give you some time, and you can decide whether you'd be happy to be taken to this forest, and you can decide. As I say, you'll still be, from what I've been told, you'd still be you. You wouldn't change or anything. You just wouldn't be able to actually speak, which may, as you say, cause you to draw less attention. Because I don't want someone to go out and try harvesting you again because they think you're magical because you can talk.
You just see the two little beady eyes looking up at you.
So would you be okay to have a think about that, and I'll come back in a bit, and you can let me know if you would like that. In terms of, I don't mind just taking you. Like, you don't have to, lose your voice. I'm happy to just take you as you are to the forest, and you can hopefully live peacefully there.
Okay.
Are
Hello?
you lost in your plot? Hello?
He said okay.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't fit in here. Okay, well, I'll pop back shortly, okay? And we'll have a bit of more of a chat. And just give yourself some time to think about it.
Alrighty.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, sorry.
What are the rest of you guys up to?
Bye, Fern.
Oh, bye, Rick.
So yeah, you're all just hanging out in the guild.
Yeah, taking my rest
Yeah.
for the big travel.
Enjoy a last night in the city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get some grub in before you
Knock down for the evening.
And I think we'll take a 15-minute break here, guys. That's all right.
Okay.
And we'll
Sure.
start up with you heading out on the morrow. Yee.
Sounds
I
good.
have a feeling Plancifer is going to be the new BBEG. just calling it out now.